everyone. Today I'd like to welcome Jim Renan, who has generously offered to take some time to tell us about his career journey. Thanks for being here, Jim. The theme of our discussion today will be about how Jim's career has evolved and how he ended up working at DuPont in his current role. So, Jim, how are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me. Thanks for taking time out of your day too, Mark. It's good to it's good to do this. Happy to share some thoughts. Hopefully, it's well valued.
No problem, Jim. Thanks again for being here. We really appreciate it. You ready to begin the interview right now?
I am. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Can you please tell me your name, current job title, and your career journey? How'd you get here, and what are some key experiences that led you to your current role?
Yeah, sure. So I'm currently part of work within DuPont, obviously, for CMP Technologies, which is part of the semiconductor technologies business. So we're in the electronics space. I'm a product line marketing manager, so on the marketing team, specifically owning different products within our portfolio from the commercial aspect. So I started out as an engineer. And got a chemical engineering degree, went to Drexel University, and started in CMP Technologies actually in Newark, Delaware. Spent a couple different roles. I was a production engineer, process engineer, and then spent some time in our scale up and R&D. Did that for a little bit before actually leaving the business. It was part of Dow Chemical at the time, and went to a different business that's no longer it's not part of DuPont. But I was a production leader at a pilot plant there, and that was up in Collegeville, Pennsylvania, and then spent about a year in supply chain before coming back to CMP in this marketing role. So it's been a diverse, number of roles within the business, within multiple businesses. So I've been very lucky from that standpoint. I've been very lucky to have good leaders and good development opportunities to work through. So. Yeah, it's been an interesting ride so far.
Sounds like you've experienced a lot in your career. In your current role, it sounds like it's more marketing oriented. Can you tell me a little more about, what you're doing day to day and what you really like about your role?
Yeah, so what I really like about my role is that I'm able to apply the technical background that I have to more of the commercial side. And when I say commercial side, I mean customer facing. So it's really all about the people who are our customers and why they're making the decisions that they're making, and being able to again apply what I know from our production and our technical aspects into the conversations with those customers.
That's great. Can you describe a little bit about what type of education you had to get to
sure
have this career?
Yeah, sure. So as I said, I went to Drexel and was a chemical engineering degree. Enjoyed that, but it's always felt like I could leverage that to other roles if the opportunities provided themselves. A few years ago, I graduated from business school, Villanova, with an MBA, and I feel like that was driven by the intent again to get to in front of the customers, to get to where the decisions are being made. And so it was a combination of those two degrees that allows me to be working satisfactorily with DuPont. So I've been given a lot of really good opportunities. So thankful for that.
That sounds great. Is there anything you did when you were younger to sort of prepare to get into that type of program and gain that education?
Yeah, sure. So I've always worked from the time I was just barely a teenager as a paper boy, and then was a waiter in restaurants for many years, ultimately becoming a bartender through college, helped pay my way. So I would say the lessons of hard work and saving money and understanding, at least having a plan, even if that plan diverts, having a plan is pretty critical. So then I went to Drexel largely because of the co-op programs, and that you were able to work while in school, and for money, so that you would get paid a salary, and that helped again pay my way through school. So those, I think, really starting at an early age of working and saving money and understanding, I think at least trying to have a plan forward has helped. And then those opportunities built upon themselves. So even in interviews for the co-op job, I'm able to talk about the bartending and relate that. You know, it's all about people interactions and serving the customer. And your customer could be an actual paying customer, or it could be somebody that you work with that you do a service for, right? They're relying on you. And so I think each thing, really starting all the way back at being a paper boy and delivering newspapers, has built upon each other and enabled, you know, kind of leverage those lessons to the next thing. So hopefully I can continue to do that.
That's some great insight, Jim. Do you have anything else you'd like to leave with our audience before I let you go? I mean, I think this has been a great interview.
Yeah, cool. No, I would say there's a couple, I think maybe a couple lessons that have helped me. No matter what job you're in our field, it's largely, you know, a technical field, right? You know, DuPont's a chemistry company, right? So a lot of technical, you know, products and things. So you need to be technically astute and competent in your role. I think the biggest thing that separates people, though, is your ability to work with others, the ability to communicate and work with your colleagues, and then communicate to your customers, and so kind of being balanced in not only the technical aspects of doing your day in day out job, but then also being able to work with people, I think, is the biggest thing. So I think the people aspect is one, and the second piece is good leadership. So I've been very blessed to have good leaders that give me good opportunities. I think I said that already. But I think for others, I think a key is to look for good leaders and try to be part of their organization, or consider the leader when taking a job, because it's really going to be hugely impactful for your development, but for opportunities that you get, and I think for your job satisfaction. So, and then I do think that you learn from that leader and help yourself to become a better leader for others. So those are the two things, and it really both centered around people again. So
Thanks so much, Jim. That was a great insight, and I'm sure that there's a lot that can be taken from what you've just shared. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you being with us.
cool. Thanks, Mark.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good afternoon. See ya.